So I haven't worked on the truck in about a week or filmed anything. Just been working and waiting on parts. So one thing that I did do over the last week is the hydro boost. I ran all the lines. There was a couple of differences between the hydro boost 2500 trucks versus the regular brake booster. The lines had to be kind of bent a little bit, but I was able to get it to work out. Super stoked to get that all dialed in. I just filled it with brake fluid and power steering fluid, so that should be all good to go. The part that I've been waiting on is the slip yoke for the T56 Magnum. Now I have a regular T56 slip yoke that I could have used, but the Magnum, of course, is a little bit different. Now I ordered a 31 spline slip yoke for the T56 Magnum, but for some reason it's different. So I went ahead and ordered the right T56 Magnum slip yoke, and this is the one that is wrong. I'll show you here real quick. So the T56 Magnum slip yoke is this size. This is actually just a regular T56. The one that they sent me, this is a 31 spline, but it's way too big, you can tell. So I gotta get the 31 spline that has the OD of this guy. The slip yoke should be here Monday, so I got a couple days to get jamming on this thing. I gotta do a bunch of small things on it to get it ready to actually drive. So another thing I'm working on today is the throttle pedal. We're going to electronic throttle versus the cable that was in the V6, as well as putting the steering wheel back in. I took the steering wheel out to run the DURAMAX steering wheel just so it wouldn't freak out about the VATs. Turns out it didn't work anyways, so I got to swap back to my other steering wheel. And what else? Got to button up the radiator still and the front mount intercooler. Shouldn't take long there. Just got to put these hoses on and the intercooler hoses down there. I gotta run my exhaust. Right now it's just a downpipe. I can run it like that just to get it started, but I would like to run the hood stack right up here. Also got to do an aftermarket intake at some point, but right now just gonna leave this guy in here. Also have the bracket right here for the second battery, so I'm gonna toss that in there, get it all secured. Overall, it's coming along. This thing should have been driving probably a week ago, just waiting on parts, and that's just part of it. So is what it is. Got the factory throttle cable out. Now I gotta install this bad Larry electronic pedal. Let's go. And we got the stock pedal coming right out. And I haven't mounted my DSP5 switch yet, but it's all dialed in there. Just got to mount it. So I just got the DSP5 switch all mounted up. Dialed. So 3 hours later, we are good to go inside here. We got the steering wheel all mounted up. We got the brake pedal mounted and the rod all connected. Connected the steering. And last but not least, we did the throttle pedal, the electronic throttle pedal. I actually had to build a bracket because the way that it mounts is different, so I went ahead and built a bracket for it. And then obviously the plug-in didn't fit through the firewall, so I had to like go in there and make it bigger. There's just so many things like that that, you know, it's really close, but it's just not quite the same. So you got to do some extra work. So now I'm going to fill up the radiator, get the hoses ran, intercooler, and hopefully start it up and actually run it for a couple minutes. Another couple hours of just straight jamming on this thing. I got the shifter pretty much mounted where I want it. I need the shifter ball, but I can't find it, so I'm gonna have to find it. Inside here is pretty much ready to go. Just gotta put this bottom panel on. And up here. We got the radiator hoses all on, coolant filled up. Yeah, it's pretty much ready to fire and let it run for a bit. So I put a couple quarts of ATF in the trans. I didn't fill it up all the way because my slip yoke is not here. So if I filled it up all the way, it would be draining out the tail housing. But I got a couple of quarts in there, so that should be fine. I think we're ready to start this thing up. Let it run, let it heat up, hopefully. It's in first gear. It actually shows RPM and oil pressure. The twin disc is a little bit noisy, but yeah, freaking psyched. So we got the truck up to operating temperature. Everything's going good so far. I gotta bleed the brakes because they're pretty squishy. Might need to bleed the clutch, but other than that, dude, LBZ. Good moment right here, good moment. So it's been another couple days since I worked on the truck. I've been waiting on parts, specifically the slip yoke for the driveline. Got the slip yoke today, so we're gonna toss that in there. Actually, it's already on the driveline. Spent an hour getting the U-joint out and getting the new slip yoke on. Those things are always a pain. So I actually ran to the auto parts store just now and I got the conversion U-joint. The driveline is a 2500 driveline, and right now I'm running the 10 bolt. The reason I'm running the 10 bolt is because I want to test out these 342 gears that are in the truck, see if that's what I want to go with, or maybe, you know, go with 308s, or, you know, I don't really know. I know the ZF6 trucks come with 373s, so with this T56, I'm really not sure how the gear ratios are going to be. I do know that the T56 versus the ZF6, first gear is a lot longer than the ZF6, and the ZF6 fifth gear is 1-to-1. This is fourth gear 1-to-1. So I'm gonna guess that this thing's gonna be cruising like at idle RPMs, you know, 60, 70 miles an hour with the 342s. So yeah, it's a whole lot of numbers and trying to figure it out, but you might as well just see what it does with the 342s, and that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah. And I tested out the slip yoke from Tick Performance. Beautiful piece here. Slides right in, it's good to go. I got the U-joint all dialed in there. And now I have to put the, let's see. So it's actually the 447 U-joint. So you can actually use this if you're running a 1500 truck and you're swapping to a 14 bolt, because it's the same U-joint. I'm actually going from a 2500 to a 10 bolt, so it's the same U-joint either way. Kind of interesting. On Quicksilver, I'm pretty sure it's got the 447 in there as well. So yeah, toss this guy in here, and this truck could drive tonight. Now, I do have a bunch of other stuff to button up, but I do just want to make sure it drives. Like, I want to just put it in gear and make it go forward. So that might be what I'm doing tonight. It might get dark, I don't know, but I gotta find out if it works. Not exactly sure where I even got this cup holder, but it's from a GM truck. Kind of thinking for this hole here down here, it's kind of dark. There we go. So I'm gonna put something over this, probably some piece of rubber or something thick that's gonna block the noise. But when I do that, kind of thinking, have a nice little cup holder here if it works out, so that'd be kind of nice. Just a daily driver, just a cruiser, that's what it's gonna be. Shoot, yeah bud. Alrighty folks, I've been hard at work, haven't really filmed much. Let's see here. We have the bumper on. We have pretty much most of the stuff sorted. The whole body lift is on. And we're about ready to see if this thing drives. I had the rear end up off the ground and it does indeed spin the tires, you know, with no weight on it. So it should drive. Might take it for a rip. I'm not gonna be doing anything crazy. The boys wanna go rip some dirt bikes at our buddy's house right down the street. So I might just put some bikes in here and head out. So let's see what we got going here. Here we go. Well, time to go rip some dirt sickles. You ready, Brayden?
Yeah, freaking bold!
You ready, Easton? Let's go.
Freaking bold!
First rip. The old LBZ T56 Magnum. I'm scared. Are you scared?
Yeah.
Do we have a fire extinguisher down there?
Yeah.
Get it ready just in case. Dude, this is so good. I'm kind of nervous. Turbo. It's broken. Got the L5P. We're heading to my buddy's place where we rode yesterday, and the truck did fine on the way there. We parked and rode some dirt bikes for like an hour. Apparently, it didn't want to start when we went to go home. So it will turn over, it'll do like a quick crank, and then it'll stop and then crank again and then just not start. We were able to get it to not stop cranking, but for some reason it wouldn't start. And been doing some reading on some forums. Apparently this guy is saying that I need to hook up jumper cables to the ECU and to the frame and ground the ECU. So that's what we're gonna try. Not sure what to think. It was driving good. I was just cheesing on the way there. And yeah, then this happened. So another day, another day. Another good thing about these single cab drift trucks is you can just put a dirt bike or a pit bike in the back, and then if it ever breaks down and you need to get somewhere, you just hop on the dirt bike. So yeah, there's that. And if I needed to, I could have. Actually, my pit bike didn't start either, so 0 for 2 yesterday. Hoping this fixes it, because I want to rip that thing. And there she is, folks. Poor old girl. I think I can pull it right here, hopefully. It's broken. And have the tarp over that thing. Rained a little last night. So you're telling me I'm gonna hook these jumper cables up to this here ECU in the frame, and it's gonna start? I don't know about that. Well, let's give her a go. Alright, here goes nothing. It's hooked up to the frame. Come on, Betsy. Please? Pretty please? Are you serious? What in the actual is going on? See if I can unplug it and see what happens. What? I'm gonna drive this thing home now. Well, it's driving. I don't know. Good enough. Get it home. All right, folks. I think we're gonna end it off there. Got the truck back home. It's not making any boost for some reason, so I got to look into that. But yeah, running, driving LBZ 1500 drift truck with the T56 Magnum. DURAMAX. DURAMAX. With that being said, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and we will catch you on the next one.